Condoleeza Rice gives right-wing Republicans a history lesson. Former United States Secretary of State Condoleeza Rice warned Republicans eyeing a run for president in 2024 of the danger of appeasing Russian President Vladimir Putin's conquest of Ukraine on Sunday's edition of Face the Nation, arguing that history has left stark examples of what happens when imperial aggression is left unchecked. At this early stage of the 2024 presidential race, foreign policy is already getting talked about a fair amount. Former President Trump criticized the amount of U.S. funding for Ukraine. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis, widely expected to run, said the U.S. cannot provide Ukraine an open-ended blank check. They reject your point of view in many ways by saying the U.S. needs to kind of pull back here, CBS News moderator Margaret Brennan observed. Well, I'm not going to put words in the mouth of future presidential candidates. We'll see where they end up, but I will. Rice began. You mean Ron DeSantis? Brennan interjected. Right. But I will say this. It is really important that whoever runs for president of the United States understands the essence of this conflict. The fact that we are defending not just Ukrainian independence, but we're defending a rule. We are defending a rules-based system that says might doesn't make right. You can't just extinguish your neighbor, Rice said. And, oh, by the way, for those who would say, oh, we ought to be concentrating on the Indo-Pacific because China is really our adversary. Xi Jinping is telling you what he thinks about that because he is not only watching what is going on in Ukraine. According to our intelligence, apparently he's even considering getting in on the side of the Russians. Brennan wondered, why do you think he would make that judgment? And why is it in his interest to extend the war? Rice explained that we have, yes. So I think we have to recognize that the Chinese-Russian relationship is perhaps more strategic than many of us had thought, that it really is a relationship that is aimed at the heart of U.S. power in the world. Rice opined that these two are not divisible. So you want to say, let's just concentrate on the Indo-Pacific. That's not going to work. And oh, by the way, many of our allies, Australia, Japan, fundamentally understand that. So I would say to those who are going to run for office, be careful what you say. And I would just make one other. Critically, Rice further added that if the American people see a world in which Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping have won this engagement, this first volley, if you will, in the larger strategic picture, and they see that Ukrainian independence has been extinguished, and they know that the United States could have done something about it, I don't think that's going to be a very good message for a future president to have to deliver. Everybody should just remember dates, 1914, 1941, 2001, Rice suggested, because these conflicts always come home.